Hello and welcome back. Today we're taking a look at Creech Barn, a small 009 layout inspired by places like Stratford Barn and the Bredgar and Wormshill Railway. A home for my collection of Eastern European industrial narrow gauge locomotives. This little layout is very compact. It is just over 27 centimetres wide, about 34 centimetres long. Operationally, it might seem a little bit limited, and obviously right now it's at its limit with 5 locos on. But if you only have 4 locomotives on, you do have the opportunity to bring them into the sector turntable and run them into a spare road of the shed and swap with another loco. And this black switch that sticks out here is a rotary switch that selects which shed road is live. Locomotives can be taken from the engine shed area. So at the moment this is isolated effectively on a track over here that doesn't exist. So I'm going to take out the O and K here. So this will be now this track live. This should be now this track. The sector plate is just aligned by I, which is quite easy to do. And there's 2 wires connected to the track here that are buried and then connected to the track here. The actual power for the whole layout is fed in over here. So over to the controller. I'll bring the locomotive onto the sector plate. And I'll slide it round. Again, lining by I. And we'll need to switch the turn out as well. Now this model could happily, when it doesn't stall on the dead frog, happily rotate and entertain as it shuffles around the layout. So we'll leave that one there, and let's take out this Yugoslavian locomotive. So that would now be this track. That would now be this track, hopefully. So the sector plate is just positioned by hand. Because the layout has no sides, it's easy to see when it's aligned or not. If we take a look behind the shed, we'll see there's a small halt area here with a tiny platform in the corner. The base of the rotary switch has been embedded into this bush. Perhaps the stick itself could have been disguised as something, but for the purposes of what became quite a quick project, although it's taken years to do, the actual amount of time spent building the model hasn't been a great deal. It didn't feel worth messing around with further. But yeah, you could build it into some kind of perhaps boiler or chimney or something on the back of the shed. Needs to be easy to get hold of, obviously, because we need to be able to twist it. And here we've also got a bench from, I think, the Will's greenhouse kit, and a wheelie bin. I think was from a US supplier, but I honestly can't remember. It's just from the parts box. Just has that feel of a more modern setting, preserved setting. So, taking a look at the shed from the front, a scratch-built styrene structure, various combinations of embossed and textured styrenes. Scratch-built specifically for the size of this location. Obviously, it's a very compact site. There wasn't going to be anything available ready to run. I think this is something that perhaps we're losing in the hobby to some degree with our ability to sort of buy lovely textured 3D models, 3D printed resin models that we can just paint. Of course, then all our layouts begin to look the same. Whereas if you learn the basic craft of cutting and marking either card or styrene, you can build any structure you like, any structure you want, and make it fit exactly the space. You'll also find it's probably a little bit cheaper as well. So here we've got a prefabricated steel two-road shed with a typical sort of lean-to made from corrugated materials, and I think hopefully it's got the feel of perhaps an agricultural building, because I think that's probably what a lot of these places started out as in terms of Stratford or Bredgar. I certainly like it. It has the character I was hoping to capture here, and with the locomotives all parked up around the sector table. On such a small layout, it's not really very obvious that there's sort of different settings as such, but the intention was that this part of the layout here represented more of the garden of Stratford, where you've got nicely manicured grass, you've got that lovely silver birch tree, whereas in the corner over behind the sector here, longer grass as if towards the edge of the fields and things. So trying to build a little bit of variation into what is a very small footprint. Taking a closer look at the sector, it is literally just some styrene with some old Bredgar Barn track used as, which had the sort of look of steel sleepers, and I had it to hand. But of course, you could use some pico. You could even have just I could even have just glued the rails directly to the deck, and it's just pivoted on a styrene tube at this end with some very thin, flexible wires that connect through to give power. And because it's not a turntable, those rails never need to change polarity. They're always the same polarity, which is certainly helpful. And because I have the rotary switch, the position of the turntable doesn't need to do anything other than just align, as I say, by eye with the track. You'll notice here the curve in. The curve in from the turnout is incredibly sharp. All my 2-axle stock has absolutely no trouble with that at all. This locomotive here, this one here, the Young, is an 060, but it's using the Mini Trains Porter chassis. It just about gets round, but it's a bit tight. But the layout was envisaged to use these small locomotives, and they have no problem with the tight radius here. So I hope you've enjoyed your brief little visit to Creech Barn. It's provided me with many hours of enjoyment during construction and the frequent, I say operating sessions, but I have been known to just put an engine on and leave it running for a period whilst I'm doing something else. And just that sound of the wheels and the clickety clack over the rail joints, it's just it's very nice, it's very relaxing. The layout is actually now sold. It felt like the right time to move it on and to find space in my life for another 009 project, of which I'm sure more on that another time. For now though, I've really enjoyed this one and I've enjoyed sharing it with you, and I hope I'll see you all again here soon. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, please do like. If you have any questions, leave them as comments and I'll get back to you. And if you haven't done already, I would appreciate you subscribing to my little channel. Thanks again. See you all again soon.